with Mrs. Sen about how researchers have heritage led to the discovery of countless stories of Gurmit women and the conditions they faced in this two-part series.
When I moved to New Zealand, I had this identity crisis kind of thing because I was from Fiji, but I felt that I was Indian as well, and I was not recognized as Pacifica person. I always felt very odd and uncomfortable in Pacifica events because I used to be one of the Fiji Indian person amongst all the other Pacific Islander people. And so this is when I started thinking about, who I am. I'm very proud of my Fijian heritage, very proud of my Indian heritage. I wanted to ground myself, okay, and try and figure out who I was, I think, and then that's taken a long time, actually. Now, like after, 15 years or so, I started wondering about, what I can do in order to understand my life and my identity better. So that's when I started talking about and read a little bit about my Gurmit heritage because I'm an artist. I work in the climate science field, but I'm an artist as well. So I decided that I wanted to do something with the knowledge that I was gaining as I was researching. The best way I could do that was through an exhibition, as an artist's point of view. I am very interested in, women's lives. I'm surrounded by women. We have three mom and three daughters, and I have a daughter now. So, I'm very comfortable with the topic of women. So I decided to narrow my exhibition topic to Gurmit women.
It sounds like this journey for you has been quite a significant one, and perhaps the exhibition that you've created is your way of reconciling your own identity, but also helping others become aware of theirs and educating people as well. I guess, what would you like people to know about Gurmit women? Because for a lot of people, this information has been buried for a long time, and what have you found?
The Gurmit women, firstly, I call myself a Pacific Islander. In all those gatherings that I go to, where all Pacific people are, they do not know about the lives of the Indian people to the Pacific and why so many Fiji Indians are in this particular area, or when they go to Fiji, there's a lot of people of Indian origin. 38% of their population is Fiji Indian. But nobody really actually knows how they came about being there, so many of them. So I want people to know, especially my Pacific, I want to start at home and maybe go out to the world later on. But I want my Pacific people to know that Fiji Indians were brought by the British to Fiji to work on cotton plantations, sugarcane plantations, rubber plantations, banana plantations in 1879. And they were bound with a 5-year contract to work on these plantations, and they had the choice to go back home or stay back. But at the end of the 5 years, they were not able to collect enough money to go back home, to pay for their way back home. So some of them decided to stay. These women, the women that came, so there were 35 or 33 women for every 100 men. So there was only 1/3 of the population that was women. And these women, they encountered many issues. There were so many social problems because of this big gender disparity. That's what I'm trying to highlight here, that these women survived. These women fought back. And as a result of their sacrifices, their retaliation, I'm able to stand here and have a voice. Their voices were not heard. There were lots of things that happened to them. They were raped, they were, murdered. They were murdered because of adultery and so many other reasons. They were whipped because they could not go to work, they were sick, or because they had just become mothers. And so there were lots of things that happened to them, which nowadays would be really illegal and people could go to jail.
You're talking about slavery and prostitution, aren't you?
There's lots of things written about the issues that they faced. Slavery is one of them. Slavery just renamed the slavery system as indenture system. So, it was still slavery, but because slavery had been abolished in 1933, I think, and they wanted to continue using Indian people to work on the plantations. They named it indenture. And the difference between slavery and indenture is slavery is for life. Indenture was for 5 years. So, that was the thing. And then women, yes, they would have been, I've just done my research for 9 months. And prostitution, etc. These were all an everyday reality of those women. I can't even imagine how their lives were. I've read these things. And you cry? And I cry. So, there are so many stories. People don't realize how hard the life of a Guinness woman was. Through this exhibition, it's like a place of conversation, starting a conversation about Guinness people. But I just want to talk through my art and just tell the stories as how I see it.
It's a central part through of this discussion. Although Philistine wants Fijian Indians to be officially recognized as Pacific people. That's Pacific Waves for today. So listen back here at rnz.co.nz/Pacific. We're also on Spotify, Apple, and iHeartRadio. From myself and the RNZ Pacific team, Kufa Kuifua.
And welcome everyone to the Melanesia Update. Nikoroy Hawkins. Your program today by the local sample of the big stories around the region and behind by the Golo team of Buzz FM of Vanuatu. I'm the Pacific News Pigeon Nikoroy Hawkins. Overnight curfews have been extended from Luma City for Kavamfu territory for quelling violence, and the essential personnel was allowed for moves around the night. And for that kind of journalist, Lumia, and he said young people who streets to Nicodonia would say about never give up. Andre Kaisi, Blue Radio Jido, and he said that he believe in real problem and facing what young kind of community